You are now listening to Empty Out the Clip.
This is for grandmas that pass knowledge down through stories and songs. Most are not with us no longer. We pay homage to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We pay homage to you. Yeah, yeah.
Born and raised in the 2024 in a time way before technology connected us all. I was raised about a click.
Alright, welcome to another episode of Empty Out the Clip, the EOTC podcast. Your boy Let's There's a Fades coming to you live on a cold and breezy, windy, rainy West Auckland evening. But I'm joined with two of West Network's finest, the man himself, the CFO, producer Cams, and the man who needs no introduction, the Mr. 50K, Chucky, Kaiser. What is up, Uzos? What's good, man?
What's up, Uzo?
What's up, Smokey?
Yeah,
What's up to all the listeners?
Good to see you both, man. But the butcher's not in. He's called in for some time off. He's a bit under the weather. But you need the drill, boys. Get some shout outs. Start with you, Cams.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you guys holding it down on the Empty Out the Clip podcast the last 2 weeks. It's been good, man. I'm only here to fill in for Eddie. He's like you said, away sick. So I'll do my best to. I hope I remember my lines and all that. Been a while. But now, man, shout outs to you guys. Shout outs to all the listeners that tune in to the Empty Out the Clip podcast and all our West Network podcasts. That's me.
Oh.
Yeah. Shout out to Eddie. Hopefully you get well soon, brother. Yeah, I feel a little bit cold without you. Feel a little bit naked without you, brother. So I got nobody to fall on. You know what I mean? So now I'm gonna fall on to the two brothers, including our producer, Mr. Cams. So another shout out to just two of those trying to stay warm and missed out on the 50K, but it's all good, you know. Yeah, shout out to all those contestants for running it as well. Wasn't easy, but hey, it is what it is. And finally, shout out to the Lord Jesus Christ for another day to hustle, another blessing to have another go. That's me. Oh, shout out to the viewers as well. Yeah, hopefully you guys stay warm in this Auckland weather.
Nice, gentlemen. Well, I got a massive ass list of shout outs, man. And the first one goes out to the Oos, Mr. He's actually sponsored us quite a while now, ever since we reached out to the Oos. But a massive happy belated 40th to the Oos, Mr. Thrifty himself, Aki Prince, Sambo. So congrats on making it to that milestone also, and congratulations on becoming the president of the OGs Club Shotouts. Another one's to my brother-in-law Mateo and his girl Lua Bridget they left early this week, and so lovely having them over and then spoiling my kids Rodden, man. I can't wait to connect again with you guys when you make your way back to NZ. Another one's to my old work fams, man. So man, shout outs to the Taina Dan, and to Bossman Will, number one Vitale, and also to Ma and Koya. Miss you guys. And just wanted to also make an acknowledgement to my cousin Melemele Puka. I mean, he's been commenting quite a lot and going back and forth with Kaiser on a lot of the questions and posts that we put up. Mad respect to you, Kaz, for obviously reaching out on the YouTube channel and just posting some of the remarks on some of our old episodes. So thanks for tuning in. Another one's to a special mention to my cousin Reach Liu at Dropout in Z, their store in Newmarket. So yeah, anyone looking for something streetwear, exclusive streetwear and sneakers, hit up the bro at www.idropout.com. And also to my special happy belated birthday to the cuz for your bati. Lohalahi Taina, thank you very much for always sharing a word of advice and being cut for me ever since you stepped into my life. It's been a pleasure, and man, God bless. Hope you enjoy your trip away. And then last but not least, a couple of condolences, and that's to one of our regular listeners over in Melbourne, to the Oos Tai who lost his mum and he flew back in under the radar. So yeah, present thoughts of you also, and condolences to you, all your family. And then the last one's to my son Kyan, who turned 18 yesterday officially. So yeah, my son's now legal age, and that's, I don't know, it's quite the event. Hey, it's quite the event having another Kamalov, he's got an actual bit of legal weight in this house, so I can't wait for him to try and find out what he wants to pursue. But now, yeah, this wraps up my shout-outs. So yeah, you can catch more of our content. Just look up our webpage, www.net.co, and you can also find us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel, Producer Cams, uploads each week. You can also find us on Facebook and Spotify. On our Spotify account, empty out the clip with all the rest of our WizWiz Network content that we put out. And our YouTube, our Facebook channel, you can just like, subscribe, share, and also post any comments and content you would like for the boys to share on our podcast. Just answer the questions and security will let you in. Man, also, I've had a crack up of a week in my first week of work. How about who rings in sick for 3 days on the first week of work? So I don't know. But you guys, man, but how's your fellas guys' week been? So how have you, Chucky?
Yeah, week's been good. Rusted on the weekend, so but I ended up getting away early as well. So that was good. Yeah, got this weekend off, so should be a good weekend this weekend. Other than that, yeah, week's been pretty good. Can't complain. Yeah, that's me.
Nice.
Yeah, man, same old week for me. But you're right, man, it's been getting cold now, eh? Winter's sort of creeped up and starting to get colder. But I feel like it's been pushed ahead, eh? So probably gonna have a late winter and a late spring when it comes around. But yeah, man, feeling the temperature, eh? Like putting on the long pants and the hoodies now.
Yeah.
But now, so same old week. Work during the week and doing some podcasts, dropping our movie podcast with Eric. We just finished Endor. That series finished during the week, so we wrapped up with a finale podcast for that series, and we're gonna finish up The Last of Us TV series. The finale dropped tonight, so I finished watching that when I got home. So we'll jam that during the week sometime. Yeah, man, just doing that, producing some podcasts for the network during the week, and yeah, man, just the same old weekend. Got the boys rugby league, so both of them are playing in the same team now. So
nice.
That's good for us because only one trip in the morning.
Nice.
Just one trip in the morning, just straight. So they had their game against Richmond under 18s, and they won 32-16. So it was a good win. Glenora.
The Bears. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good game. They were losing halftime, and they ran away with it.
Me.
So we were happy. So we took them out for a big lunch after the game.
Nice,
so everyone was happy. Yeah, man. So yeah, that was all good. Yeah, man, and just watched some sport during the week. I tried to watch some sport. I did go to the Warriors game last night. Went down, watched the Warriors Canberra Raiders game. It was wet, so had to take a poncho because we were sitting like 5 rows above where the opposition's their bench. So yeah, man, that was good. I don't follow any of these teams. These are not my teams, but it's good to go watch. I went along with my cousin because he's a big New Zealand Warriors fan and he's got season tickets. So just jumped in with him. So yeah, that was my week. How about you? Let's.
Oh man, I was sick, bro. Like, because my working week usually started on Tuesdays, but yeah, misses my bullet. Like, oh man, I don't think I'm right because I gotta get my body clock's gotta adjust. So I said Wednesday, and I missed it on Sunday, and then I ended up just having to go in on Friday. So missed Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and this went on one day, like for 4 hours, just to do a whole lot of online training, which was pretty fun. But certainly, man, I got mad respect for people to sit in front of computers, bro, because I was like sitting there 2.5 hours in, had like one more module to finish, and fuck, I was over it, man. But man, left to the bus, bro, it was like shit after day. Bro, what do you want for lunch? I say, Pule, man, straight to Wendy's. So, shout out to Wendy's for hooking me and the boss up, bro. Like, it was good to finish those modules. And then the weekend was pretty hectic. And shout out to Eddie again, man, because I was watching one of his stories and he was like showing that the tool shed Henderson. So, massive shout out to the staff at Tool Shed who celebrated their 5 years, man. So, they were doing a free barbecue, but it wasn't the typical balangi sausages and dry falawa like cardboard solid. These guys were doing burgers, man. So I was like, hey, loa, ka penga lo ka miki. So my wife went to work and she took the car seat, man. So I was like, flip, man, like, my son's home. And I was like, okay, loa, when he wakes up, man, dress him warm, we're going. And my kids were like, what? We're going to drive with the car seat? It's just a came out. So, I'm not advising that anyone does it, but put him in the back of the truck, man. Also in there, got to came out, got the car seat, and then I took the kids straight to Tool Shed, man. And so they gave away Red Bulls as well. So, my kids, man, they're mad up until I grabbed the first one. And we just keep going back. So I took my kids in here. I don't know, wait in line. And then I'll go inside, got me around, have a look at what I wanted. But it's something that I'd always wanted, man. And it was freaking a set of chisels. And like, man, like there's an antique tool shop in Henderson and they've got a couple of sets and like they old wooden handle ones, man. But I was like, now some plastic ones, some real die-hard solid ones, So I went online, man. I was sitting online inside the car valley while my kids were having a free feed, and I was like, shh, go get another one. And it's funny because the guy at the barbecue was like saying, oh, it's only for the customers, but he's been there for Akka ones. And then next minute, my other daughter jumps out of the car valley, but she can eat, bro. She eats like a kamalo, man. So they're both of them out there eating, getting all the free 5 years a whiff of me from those guys. And I ended up buying me a set of chisels, man. And I was happy, bro. So it's like, these would have retailed for like $120. They do a match price. If you go online, you find a cheaper pair, they'll match it. But like there was nothing like a set of 4 at Bunnings for some cheap ones that are probably Gaia brand. And I ended up buying me a solid set of 6 chisels. Comes with a nice booster as well, decent. And the thing that got me, bro, because I had just finished telling the Uso who was looking after me about the incident I had with Bunnings over the weed eater. And he was telling me, oh, bro, it's a common thing, bro. He worked at the Mount Wellington store and they always complain about how people say that Bunnings are real aikai with the rugby gear. And when I asked him, what's the warranty on these chisels, bro? And he, because I had my hand on the pusa, because I was proud, bro. Like, I walked out there, paid $62 for 6 chisels. Now, you go buy these chisels individually anywhere in any hardware, bro. I'm putting a challenge out. Anyone find a set of chisels, 6 chisels for $63, bro, I'll give you all my hat collection, man. Because each chisel, it costs about $22. And like, I already done the math. They only had 5 on the rack, or like on the, you just can help yourself to 1. And I was doing the math. I came back, sat in the car, did some math, walked in. I was like, I might be able to get these for under $70. And sure enough, I did. When the guy goes, Sole, it's 25% off today. He must have liked me because he goes, bro, do you want me to hook you up, sign you up to the email? Like, and get you because you know how you get memberships as well. So, man, mad shout out today also for just being patient, bro, and acknowledging that I was a serious buyer, not to just go up there for the free feed. But nah, bro, I told him, like, I don't want to swap back over to Makita because I was all about Makita brand up until they changed their battery packs. Then I was like, fuck, I can't afford to keep changing. I can't go from 12 to 18 volt, bro. Like, that's impossible, man. So he ended up settling for Ryobi. I mean, it's a household Bunnings brand, but still, bro, some of their policies, man, it might be just store policy, but it's not on me. But yeah, while that happened, ended up doing whakao just for my kids, for my son's 18th, just a basket. And stopping into a few of my go-to stores out in Avondale on the main strip. But now I made it back home, rested most of the day, and then let all those guys go kata while I just stay home and enjoy the warmth of the house. And yeah, didn't get up too much after that. It's just hoping they were going to rip apart yesterday, but nah, man, it's all good, Good, perfect timing for when the Ulls got mai, because then they gave me the Sunday off to watch my son open up all his presents. So nah, it's awesome, man. It's a good way to wrap up the weekend.
Nice, Ulls.
Sure, boys. So, man, I had such a busy weekend. Didn't even have any chance to watch any of the highlights. But yeah, I think we beat. I think Parramatta sussed the Aomang one. I don't know. I'm not gonna dive into that one, but we'll get straight into rugby. We'll start off with rugby, the weekend wrap of sport. And I know there was a short post that was on Adi winning the rugby player of the year, so Super Rugby New Zealand player of the year, because he's so far ahead on points. Who wants to jump at the opportunity to shout about that one? Because the only comment I saw on the chat was player of the year, MIA on the loss on the weekend. So start with you, Cams.
Yeah, congratulations for Adi Sevilla, player of the year. Well deserved player of the year. You know, like, and what, with 3 games left?
3
Man,
games
3
left.
weeks
Fuck,
left, didn't he?
That's crazy, man.
He's crazy. That's crazy. And I remember listening to the boys on the Counter Rock podcast, and they were talking about it like before the season started, because they announced they're going to do this Super Rugby ban of the season and do it like a point system, like the Dally M Awards in NRL now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was. I think everybody said that. I think Adi's going to win because he's a superstar All Black playing a team like Moana that needs a superstar. That he would be the obvious standout in the entire team. And they were right, man. He's a standout player in that team. Every time he stepped on the field, man, and that's due to what you see on the field. Like he dominates. He dominates the game. He's the best player on that team. He runs up the stats, and also his inspiration. He makes the guys around him better too. That loose trio and for one, it's tough when Adi's on the field there playing. Don't know what happened in the weekend because the Chiefs said, not today, mate, not today.
Step Palangi Kire, what's his name? Mackenzie. Can you come on, Mackenzie?
Yeah, man, but I was thinking who would come a close second? Maybe the Carlos Tizano from Western Force. He's the top try scorer at the moment for Super Rugby. He's pretty good too, but I think Adi's fair, like way ahead of everyone there.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Ali Sevilla wouldn't have been player of the what is it? The shit. Yeah,
Super Rugby.
How old is he anyway? 31, 31 years old. And yeah, a real inspiration. Because after every Moana game, whoever they play, man, you can see the kids, just storming, just rushing them for a photo, for a signature. But yeah, so he's an inspiration off the field as well as on the field. He's a leader off the field for his community as well as his team. And man, those people are hard to get. Generations after generations. So man, this guy, man, bigger and better things to come, man. Do you reckon he'll get the All Blacks jersey though?
Well, that's $1 million question, eh?
I talk about Adi.
Yeah.
I think he's automatic.
Automatic.
I think there's 3 guys in my books who are automatic. Adi's one of them. I think Will Jordan's the other one, and I think the other one is gonna be. There's a big call. Wallace Satiti.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, because they were just waiting for that guy.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Michael Jones back in the days. You know when Michael Jones got injured, he played 7, he got injured. All Blacks didn't care. They were waiting for him to come back. How long did he get off? He was injured. All Blacks, as soon as you're back, don't need to practice, mate. You're back in the team. You know, that's how good he was.
So you're saying is it fair to say to Dalton and Hodgkins, like, sorry guys, this is probably not going to be the year of you guys making the cut. You reckon it's clear cut?
I'll tell you what, if a lot of Blues players are going to be in this All Blacks team, I'll be scratching my head because if they're going to, because I think they got to pick on form, and the reason why is because South Africa's coming down and they're going to play Eden Park, and All Blacks still want to wreck that record they got at Eden Park. Well, since the 90s, they last lost there.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, so that's a big game for the All Blacks. We know that what South Africa can do. 2 times world champions. You know, they're winning every year. They pretty much took the All Blacks spot the last couple of years, right? So they're coming down. They're playing the All Blacks in Eden Park. That record's up now. It's gonna, it's gonna be a big loss if All Blacks lose that record at Eden Park. So they need to I think if I was Razor, I'll go by form, eh? Well, what do you guys think? Would you go by form just because of this big game, or would you just go by the tried and true guys that have been there for experience? Because if you think about it, a lot of these guys with experience, they haven't been playing well, compared to other guys who are coming up during Super Rugby. But then you got to make a balance, eh? Do you go for the tried and true experience, or do you go for these up and coming on form dudes, or a mixture? It has to be a mixture, right?
Yeah, for me it would be a mixture. So when you say form on form, as in performance, right? Based on performance, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to go by mixture because they gotta they got to breed. They got to breed up and coming players to take those senior positions later. Yeah, they can't just keep them at bay all the time and just rely on experienced players all the time. Otherwise, it stuffs up the next generation of All Blacks, right? So a good balance, a good mixture from experience to selecting on based on performance as well. Like you said, Ali Sevilla is automatic All Blacks jersey for sure because of his experience and his leadership. And it's a good to have those senior players like him and to select based off performance as well for the next generation players that have done well, in the comp, and just selecting them to give them in the jersey to gain that experience. And what better time but to be led by guys like Ali Sevilla?
Well, I want to call it, man. I want to say Razor's not gonna go with the form guys. You'll be surprised if you get 2 or 3 of the guys that we've all seen performing well, and that's on the back of what's happening with now the Crusaders are a possible top 4. Like if they win a couple more rounds. And then he's going to use that as a pull because he'll probably use something like, because they know the All Black systems, that those guys are capable of going straight into the team without anything new, like not having to learn something new. Whereas I think if you look at the form of the Chiefs at the moment, even though they're the form team, that's teaching a whole lot of new guys a whole lot of new things when they come into the All Black space. So I don't think Rez is going to change much of his team. It'll be lucky if Griffey gets a call-up. I reckon the main decisions and the big disbelief that a lot of people will see for this recent ABs that get picked will be who will be starting their 7. Because that's got to be the talk. That has to be the talk. I mean, if they're not going to start Adi at 7, he must probably either go to 6. But then who misses out? Because if Wallace is back and Adi's starting at 7, then Griffey will miss out. But look at the season that he's had. Like it's not, it doesn't really reflect like the form. I guess it's who does the coach favorite? Who's the favorite ever in those certain positions?
I like Griffey's interesting because this season, Super Rugby season, plus the last NPC season he played in, and they actually won that NPC season, right? And he was like stealing balls every time he was in the breakdown, So he's probably not known for that before, He was more like a guy that was good impact, but gave away a whole lot of too many penalties. But he's sort of cleaned that up now and become a force to be reckoned with in the breakdown now. So probably you always hear that with those coaches with headache selections, when got this pool of players who are talented. Yeah, like they could go away and play for any other country in the world and start for their team. You got a whole lot of guys on form and experience, and it's just a headache. A good problem to have, but it depends because again, the South Africa game at Eden Park, that's the crucial game. Like you gotta put your best players on there.
That's history.
But the problem is, your experienced players, they have to be on form.
Yeah, well, that's it.
You have to be on form.
Dalton's carrying a lot of injuries and he's only playing out of his skin when it matters. But it's like, bro, if you to justify Dalton getting picked in this year's ABs and starting above Griffey, that's a fucking hard pill for all the AB supporters to sort of see. But you never know with Scotty, bro. He might do I think I'm just gonna go with Black Adder, start him at 6 or 7. Oh, fuck. And that's when you know. Surely, these guys are racist like the Prime Minister, man. Shoot.
So the next minute, heaps of Crusaders in the team.
Well, did you hear it here first? But just while we're on the topic of rugby, like obviously you posted that clip about the top form Moana Pacifica players and that becoming evident that the Chiefs are now interested in one of their wingers, man. Like, and they've really got all the talent they could possibly make it into the ABs. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, good timing for the Chiefs because I think Sean Stevenson, he's leaving. He's leaving after next year. He'll be gone, so there'll be a spot to fit there. But man, just the same old story with Moana. Like the All Blacks, like the last. If you look at the last 3 years, the All Blacks have actually, or NZR, have actually taken out the best player in Moana every year. They did it
Can
with
we
what?
Amua, Levi?
Yep, that's right. They did it with Levi Amor.
Yeah.
Although he's not doing well at the Crusaders for some reason. So, yeah, full stop for that guy. Last year was Taumoefolau. So he had an awesome season for Moana last year, and now he's gone. They've taken him out, put him in line of the All Blacks by playing for the Highlanders, right? And now we hear the news that they're going to take away the Kairan Taumoefolau. So he's going to go to the Chiefs next year and pursue his All Black dream that he's talked about. Now, it sort of defeats the purpose, or what we thought the Moana Pacifica team was all about, to support the Pacific Island teams, to support Fiji Rugby Union, Samoa Rugby Union, and Tonga Rugby Union. Like, this Moana Pacifica team was to have these players play in a quality competition like Super Rugby and get that experience, and then move that experience on to their island nation unions, right? And then hopefully do better during the World Cup year. And hopefully one day we'll see Tonga, Fiji, or Samoa get into the quarterfinals. I mean, when was the last time Samoa was in the quarterfinals? It was back when there was no eligibility rules, right? So, and that was the reason why eligibility rules came about, because it was like the Balangis up north and, hey, that's not fair. You guys got All Blacks in your teams, so we'll change that. You can't have that. So the rest is history. But yeah, I don't know. Hey, I mean, at the same time, you don't want to get in the way of people getting paid, and we all know where the money is. The All Blacks, you're gonna get paid. You got your All Blacks. You play for the All Blacks. You got your All Blacks in your CV that you can take overseas and get contracts overseas with other clubs and get more money. It's a ticket for you and your family, monetary wise. So you can't fault players for choosing that, right? And that comes down to the funding and everything and the resources that the island nations have, which is tier 2 level, which is fuck all, right? And we all know about the corruption, especially in the Samoa Rugby Union over the years, and the mismanagement, administration, and you go to training and then there's no balls, or you go to training and there's no uniform, that kind of stuff, and you got to pay your own fare to get there. If you're playing a club overseas up north, then you have to come out of your contract and not get paid and go play for Samoa. You pay for your own ticket and fly down to Samoa to play with your team. So there's a lot of challenges there, right? But the thing is, the guys that play for Samoa and Tonga and Fiji play, and if you are born in New Zealand or Australia, you go there to play for your family. You play for pride, So I think Moana Samoa over the years is fueled with players playing for pride, not for money, right? So you get all these guys who are past their prime. They have played overseas and probably want to play in the World Cup. They come back and play for Tonga, or they come back and play for Samoa, which is cool. But what about the players who probably don't get to play for the All Blacks, who are not good enough to play for the All Blacks? What happens to them? So they can play for a team like Moana. I think what I get annoyed is the narrative this team has for the Pacific Islands. I don't think they should say that if they're not about that. I don't feel like this team should have this narrative of, we're for Pacific Islands. Like, I'll be more okay if there was eligibility rules around this Moana team. Like, if you're going to play for this team, you can't play for New Zealand or Australia. You have to play for Fiji, Tonga, and Samoa.
Yeah.
If it's not 100% like that, then I think they should change this team and be what this team is. A New Zealand team, a 5th or 6th New Zealand franchise team. Like, I'll be cool if they called this another New Zealand team and base it in South Auckland and change the name, because it will make sense. You play for this team, you can play for anyone you want if you're good enough. So
yeah, I mean, happens all the time, right? But 100% agree with Camps and just that infrastructure around the team itself, because ever since Moana started, it was always going to be all eyes on the up and coming talent, not just from their own individual teams within the Super Lakapi, but Moana itself, because of them being Polynesians. But I think that's why they throw in their camps and training camps that they have off season and preseason, they really drill that history with Polynesia towards Polynesian players, just to give them that mana with that heart and that remembrance where they come from, you know. But like that's what I was saying before in another podcast, that you know, sometimes loyalty, well, it's supposed to be loyalty has more currency than the dollar, but then everybody's got a price, right? Everybody's got a price, you know. So money will buy anything, especially when it's an opportunity for them to set their future financially stable, so that they can you know, so that they can give back to their families. So yeah, that's when loyalty sort of still there by heart. But then when it comes to throwing money at players and that, then they got to do what they got to do. You can't stand in the way from that, you know. All mad respect for them, and then hopefully they turn around, do a 360 later on as they gain experience, and bring it back to the next generation of Polynesians or next generation of Moana players. So yeah, big ups to Moana, because it is hard for them to hold those sort of players down, and I'm sure they're happy that they're getting their players plucked. Not happy that they have to lose them, but happy that for them financially that they get better money, because Moana, they don't have that budget to keep players, you know. But hopefully that loyalty can keep that generation of players there, so they can do a massive upset and make history, because that's when the loyalty is more valued and more, you know, more explosive in many ways to our people, our communities, but just footy fans all around the world too. You know, if they can understand that and stay loyal to the jersey, and then build their brand, man, by all means. I mean, that's another thing. Moana comes in with, with a piece of wood, but now there's a little bit of a bling bling every year that will be added to that wood every year, right? When that happens, I think other teams in that will kind of panic, and then say, "Oh, what's the best plan you can do to stop a brand from building?" Well, start scouting, start plucking them, get their best players out of there, throw them a contract, let them come play for us. We can make their dreams happen now financially. That's my opinion. Yeah. So you, let's.
That's solid, bro. Like, no, yeah, I've always agreed wholeheartedly about the Moana team not being our team. Like, the issue that I had with it was like, don't say Moana Pacifica and then still be able to be moved out and then into the NZR circle of players, pool of players. You might as well change it to Aotearoa, you know? Aotearoa Pacifica, or like Pacific. But I do feel like, you know, I understand like the financial like choice, because it should be celebrated by us though. That's the thing. Like, we can always be, oh man, that's showing no loyalty to the Pacific. But I think just being able to, like, for example, to be eligible to play for the All Blacks and like the AB's brand, and just the whole realm of just being an AB is massive, man. Because, you know, there's only a limited amount of players that ever wore that black jersey. Like, but even for the Samoans and the Tongans around the world to get a call up to play for Samoa, that in itself is massive, you know, because it's a reward for your talent and just the game that you're playing in the moment, right? Because if you get a call up to play for these teams, that's more or less saying that the coaches of these teams are looking for the best Samoan, Kiwi, Tongan heritage players to represent them as a nation, you know. So I think that's always overlooked, or that can be overlooked in this day and age. But I think if you look at it, it's like a reward. Like, to be picked for Tonga is massive, you know. It's a massive calling, and whether the players take the money over the reward of playing for your island nation, well, you hear it in a lot of guys who have been able to play for both, you know, play for the coin and play for the heritage. They say they're playing for the heritage is priceless, you know, and that's something that makes you life rich, time rich, because it's something that you do. And it's not just for yourself, it's for your ainga, and it's for your grandparents, it's for your blood, you know, and it's pretty much giving back to to your nation as a whole. Yeah, and then it's just crazy that it's still happening, you know, considering the ABs have a hectic pool of players to choose from, and they're all bloody solid, and they're not actually this year. They're not actually weak in any positions, apart from the front row possibly. But no, yeah, it's an interesting one, eh?
There's another thing you have to watch out for is the one game ones. There's one game.
Oh,
There's one match, and next minute you can't play for anyone else for 3 years.
well, that's it. It's those dog acts that makes you not want to support rugby instead. Full stop, man.
But by you saying that too, Camps, I mean that's what's happening now with State of Origin, right? That's what Paul Gallen was moaning about and trying to redo the rules again to, you know, if you play State of Origin, you can't go play for, you know, so you're loyal. You're loyal to the green and gold, right? You see this yeah, it's sad. But, you know, like I said, you know, by all means the dollar, you know, everybody's got a price, you know. Of course, you know, they no stepping in the way of them hustling and making that coin. I mean, that's what it's about. That's because they could get injured tomorrow, and then that's it. Yeah, that's their career done. And then voila, there's no kupe. Then they wasted their time, you know, whatever. But I remember Sonny Bill back in the days when he was first starting off. One of his goals was to give back to Samoa and play in the for Tour Samoa. Man, shit, that would have been. Oh, that would have been just mind-blowing for the next how many generations after him too. So that's what I mean, man. Loyalty, yeah, can only go so far when the dollar interferes in it. But if you think about it, man, if you make history, man, and upset these tier one teams playing for your own roots, your own country, for your old, you know, great parents, that's history, man. The brand will shoot up. But yeah. It is what it is, eh?
Those guys that have left one over the years are more now Taumoefolau when he goes to the Chiefs. Like, they haven't played for the All Blacks yet, right? So they've been taken out to play for these other teams to line them with NZR, right? But if they did that, then they'll pick them anyway, right? Out of this Moana team. Or is it not a good look? If NZR pluck someone out straight from the Moana team, they have to pluck them out from one of the New Zealand franchise teams. Like, what benefit did Samoa have going to the Crusaders if Moana team is with Adi is doing better than they ever had since they first came into the comp? If Samoa was still playing for Moana, they had Samoa there, Taumoefolau was there, and Adi. Man, that'll be mean team, right? So what's the reason why they plucked them out? I mean, why couldn't they have stayed to make this team even stronger? And if they were on to play for the All Blacks, couldn't the All Blacks pick them out from this team? Or they have to be, you know what I mean? Like, what was the point?
It's got to be a conversation of the coaches, eh? Like, I reckon it's like, if you're gonna have a coach who's gonna jump on board, and you're selecting players, and from a pool of players to be picked, then you obviously got to have you're going to have a tier 1 system where you're going to have players on an intro on however many seasons. When you start picking the AB's players and you know that this guy's going to be an All Black, well, then you're obviously going to throw him a bit more money on his first year in the NZ franchise team, right? Because whatever Moana's getting, they're obviously getting the crumbs of whatever they're paying the rest of the regions. Because I don't believe they'll be getting the same amount as the Blues and the Crusaders, the Chiefs.
Oh, heck no.
It'll be a big difference, eh? I reckon that could be just a difference. Also, like, say, if Levo saw what he was getting at Moana, and then obviously saw the dollar sign, the extra zeros and that at the Crusaders, then he wasn't going to think about it twice. He's definitely going to say yes right then, show me where to sign. But yeah, I think it is it is one of those things, eh? Like, especially like plucking that, like, how has it benefited the ABs when you know you got more talent in the stables? That's the thing that irks me. It's like, nah, it's never right. Like, just let the PIs be better, man, so we watch better running rugby and a different game, you know?
The 3-year stand down is not enough, eh? It needs to be 0 stand down. Make it 0 stand down and you can play for whoever you want. Come World Cup year. Oh, I'm not on the World Cup team. Can I go play for Samoa? Yeah, come. Yeah.
It's too long.
Take away the 3-year stand down. Make it 0 stand down. And then you'll see people jumping around teams. Because what you want at the end of the day, you want the best players to play in the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's what you want. And if you don't make the All Blacks, and you're eligible Samoa, go play for Samoa. Go play for Fiji or go play for Tonga. There's a whole group of guys not making the All Blacks who are Pacific Islander. And they're stuck. They got no World Cup team to go play for.
Personally, I think it should be graded on how many games you played. So if you played more than 10 games, you should get the max before you change your allegiance. Like if you played anything between 1 and 5 games, you shouldn't have a long stand-down period. You should maybe get like a year and a half, 2 years max, or 18 months, so you can change. Because the 3 years I think is long, bro. Like, see, like how many World Cups would you, if you were 21, you'd only get a max of 3 World Cups if you manage to even get a start. But I mean, not everyone plays good rugby at the age of 31 plus, apart from Ari, so that's interesting, before we move on, but just give us quickly your thoughts on the Sonny Bill and Gallen showdown. Are you picking around or he's backing anyone? Start with you guys.
Oh man, that one, man, that was like a house party sort of gig now, eh? So yeah. What is it, Sonny Bill? Man, if I was to pick, man, honestly, I'll go with Paul Gallen, man. Paul Gallen, Paul Gallen, probably the better choice. Probably the better choice. More experience. He's had 12 fights, 6 KOs, 1 draw, 1 loss. And keep in mind too, Paul Gallen's loss is just recently. I think it was like 2023 when he fought Justice Huni for the Australian title. And Justice Huni, when he fought Huni, he was at 22 years old.
Yeah.
Gallen was like 42. And that's an up-and-coming heavyweight, man. So right now, he's the next best thing. Justice Huni. And then as for Sonny Bill Williams, 10 fights, 9 wins, 4 KOs, 1 loss. And obviously, we all know that 1 loss, man. He did the Fia Poko ones. He caught out the Uso Mark Hunt. And then, that's probably his real, honestly, his real
First
fight.
ever.
Yeah, first ever test. Hey, so he basically Hunt, man, bro, put him in check, and then he makes comments, Sonny Bill, with that press conference he just did, and then Paul Gallen didn't turn up. Man, and he goes on about, what's been put into your body in the last 3 years, you've been inactive. I mean, yeah, man, my man, who cares? And then Sonny Bill says comments like, he's earned the respect to be in the sport not from boxing, but from his footy name, right? He's made a name in footy, so he's earned the respect to be here. Yeah, that's true. Partly, but then you're in a different code. Respect's not given, it's earned. So there'll be a lot of fighters out there that think differently. But yeah, good luck to him. The more experience out of both of them would have to go to Paul Gallen, because if you look at the guys he's fought, he's already been tested. He's tested himself from day one, in my opinion. So he's had the harder fights, and he's taken no shortcuts. With Sonny Bill, yeah, man, you're the better athlete, bro. You're the favorite on the day for sure. Paul Gallen's the old warhorse, but Sonny Bill Williams, man, your record, you haven't been tested, you haven't been checked in yet, man. It's been a long time coming, man. So not only that, but you took a knee when you got hit, from Hunt, and then the refs came in. They're always going to protect the man, which is Sonny Bill. So yeah, I hate to say it, but the favorite Sonny Bill, but yeah, my pick on the TAB, brother, will go for Gallen. Yeah, man, I want to see someone get knocked.
Nice. What you, Cams?
I don't really care, but
Nice.
if I was to pick, we'll have to go pick up the Uso. Gonna go for the SPW.
SPW.
But I know how tough Paul is. He's tough. I've seen his other fights, so yeah, it'll be an interesting fight. Plus, these two are like past their prime, right? They'll be past their prime.
Well, expire. Expire.
Perfect.
Might be a cringe fight, man.
Use my day one live.
Especially Gallen is way expired now.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess one of those exhibition matches that you want to see. Like when Mike Tyson came back in the ring to fight the
Jake Paul.
It'll be like one of those ones. But now all for the entertainment.
All for the entertainments, man.
Yeah.
It's real beef though.
Yeah.
real
Oh
beef,
no,
bro.
you can see it.
Yeah,
Oos. You can hear it. Like
Yeah.
you gotta give Sonny Boo a A+. Excellence
yeah.
with dying a soda fight at the
Yeah.
thing. Like to bring out those stories, like silly. Eli wakangaka. Now they know.
Mm.
Like you gotta give him an A+, man. But even just the way he sat there. And like this is the first time you ever heard Sonny Boo speak like this. Like this to me is like, surely is he okay? Like
Yeah.
what? Why is he spitting a lot of hate? You know, because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
uses his social media platform to always inspire and uplift
Positivity.
positivity. And then he's out the gate like saying, "Man, I'm gonna bussy this dude." Like, surely, are you sure? Are you about that life? Because there's a lot of people who say it's a second man. But yeah, I don't really care about the fight. But by default, I'm gonna go for the Us and hope he doesn't get his bell rung like how the man, like Sergeant Hunter did breakers. So I could tell that guy was already bungia sa, like his eyes was like not even there when especially when the initial bear came out of his nose and then the mouth guy went flying. I was like, Galofa, he's already checked out, mate. He's like not in there on their fighting on their Mark Hunt fight.
No,
But,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. There's a difference between an athlete
Yeah.
and then a war dog. You know what I mean?
Yo,
It's either you got it, but how do you know you got it? Well, man, you pretty much got to be next to getting almost knocked out, and then we'll see if the dog comes out. If it doesn't come out, then bye-bye. You're done, buddy.
So like we've seen a week of all of these running straight challenges and they're being cancelled. But before I touch on that, we can touch on the Dan Hookers. Obviously, these fights happened this week after we had just finished talking about it, and I was saying it's a fucking dumb idea. And I might be saying, yeah, it's a fucking dumb idea, but I was giving a glimpse of Kimbo's life also here, man. What are your fellas thoughts about the videos that have been circulated, man? And shout out to the Tongan Oos, bro. He was wearing his ear lava. He's one of our noise boys, and then he's one of the KV brothers. But he ate because he didn't get humbled enough, man. He ate a floor and he lost to a guy 10 kgs lighter than him. But for you, Chucky, what do you think about that first video that you saw that surfaced?
Yeah. Everybody was, It was good, bro. It was good live too. You know what I mean? So that come with the lava. Shout out to Sassy. He is. He is a Westy boy. So they all thought he was a Oos, but I say Ooses know how to put their lavas on, man. That Conga doesn't even know how to wear a lava, man. Man. So yeah, man. The aftermath, after an event like that, man, especially in the backdrop in the backyard there. In remembrance of Kimbo Slice, Miami, Florida days. So give it up for Kimbo Slice, for making that happen back in the days with his little Balangi team. They didn't know where they're going with this, but man, they went viral. One of the first for that to happen, on socials, on social media, and to use a platform like that back in the days. But to see it now, the aftermath, I don't know. Let's put it this way, man. When you make rules for an event like that, how can I say this without stepping on anybody's toes? When you make rules to register contestants, you should stick to those rules, But when it comes to actually playing the game and getting in there and going toe to toe and trading, there pretty much are no rules. But make it an even playing ground next time. That's all I got to say. Yeah. So I've seen all the comments in that, and they're still getting a lot of hate for it. I still got mad respect for the USA Dan Hooker for throwing the 50K out there. But all I'm saying is that, don't ever stop for anybody else's hustle, right? It's good, but only when it's on an even playing ground. It's when it's not on an even playing ground where for me, I kind of lose respect. So respect for whatever everybody's done. But just make it an even playing ground next time.
Yeah, I was listening to your guys' pod last week about when you guys talking about it, and they running straight in your thoughts on should it happen or should it not happen, on how stupid it is and blah blah blah. But man, I agreed with you, of Kaiser. Like, if you're dumb enough to do this, like, hey, I ain't stopping you. Like, if you want to do it to win that money, that 20K, to help with something, I don't know. Then if you want to risk getting knocked out or risk ACC or whatever it is, then it's not my fault. That's up to the individual. I think the only concern is that organization, have they done everything they can to minimize the injuries, right? Of course, it's a run and straight thing, and you're gonna get hurt, but you get hurt playing rugby, you get hurt playing rugby league as well, right? And if you're in NFL, you risk getting CTE, and that's a risk you take. Of course, you're gonna get millions of dollars in salary, but that's the risk you take. And well, for these contact sports, right, that's the risk you take. UFC and boxing, not everyone's gonna do it. Just the people that think they can do it. I'm not gonna go do this kind of stuff. So I'm not stupid enough to go. Oh yeah, I'll go just to try to get the money, knowing that I'm gonna get wasted on the field. But it's each to their own, right? And yeah, you don't want to stop anyone from doing what they want to do. Because as soon as you start telling people what to do, fuck, bro, what kind of world do you want to live in when you get told what to do? Yeah, it's hard because this is a new sport. This is a new thing coming out, and they're probably still working things out. So you never, when the new iPhone comes out, you never want to buy the first one. You wait till the technology gets better and better. I think this is the same thing, right? It's just new. Just run straight is new. They'll slowly figure things out. Just like UFC, when UFC first started. I bet you the UFC #1, that was brutal, man. Like, I've heard there was not enough ambulances outside. It was unorganized.
Yeah.
People getting their teeth knocked out.
It was underground.
It was like a jungle kind of thing. Every man for himself until it gets more and more, more fights, gets more year after year, it gets better in terms of safety, more rules come in, and next minute it's a professional sport. So I think what these guys are doing, and other thing is trying to make money too in this world where it's hard to make money. They've pretty much made money out of nothing. Got all these sponsors to put up some money to offer the prize, right? So yeah, I think each to their own. I'm not gonna do it, but if you can do it, be my guest. Go try it. And it's the same with the Dan Hooker thing. Like I saw those videos on TikTok, and I was thinking, man, are these guys professionals? They do this for a living, or they actually at the gym doing kickboxing and stuff, or boxing? Are they? 50K, that's a lot of money too. And I think same thing. If you're willing enough to go in there and throw in hands and risk getting knocked out, you signed on that online for that 50K. Not everyone's gonna do it. And I think the people that complain about it or say it's not for them, they're the ones that are not gonna jump in. Not gonna jump in and do it. I'm not gonna jump in and do it.
That's the majority of the community, though. That's the majority of the community, because I mean, even the, like I said, the boxing federation with can't say his name, but he's criticized it, and for good reason. That's his opinion. They come from the New Zealand Boxing Federation, so of course they're gonna have their say. But man, it is what it is.
But that's the thing. People are gonna have their say, but people are still gonna do it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
People are still gonna do
50K. I mean,
that's a lot of money.
If regardless, majority of the community, they can say what they want to say. But then, man, times are hard, man. Times are hard to put a plate on the table. You're gonna have majority of American Polynesians just sign up and turn up to these things for 50K. For 50K. So it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna see these guys walk into a gym, register and then follow a program, to regionals, nationals, and then turn pro, etc., etc.
I was reading your post, Let's, about how you were saying, like, it's how people smashing each other. That's what you didn't like. And I was thinking, yeah, that's another thing too. But who's gonna do it? The Balangis ain't gonna do it. Our people love that kind of stuff. We love the full contact stuff. It's like how you guys talking about, our Polynesian people are gonna be doing this stuff. Mostly Polynesian people are gonna be doing this stuff. That's just a natural thing. It's natural.
Yeah.
So if they're taking advantage,
the fuel is the 50K though. that's the fuel. Because if there was no 50k, they wouldn't even be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, like after seeing what I saw with Dan Hooker's thing, and obviously clearly there was obviously a registration that you had to fill out. Like you obviously had to say that whether you had actually been a pro fighter, had you been trained. They probably went as far as actually what gym you were at. But I'm like, these running straight guys, like the fact that they could come in, and like I laughed that the first event got cancelled because they're literally in the King Cobra's backyard. Like you're in the backyard, they're not gonna let you stand for it. And it's funny because PMNU are now putting out articles now saying like, oh, they got pushback from Nick Buckless. Not at all. You gotta check in, man. Like these guys just can't fly into your area and then all of a sudden try to run something for the community. Say they're trying to give back to the community, but when these guys are getting knocked out, you can't say giving back to the community. It's a family event when you see someone get fucking concussed and an ambulance is there. So like anyone could be a first aider. These ambulance drivers, not majority of those call outs and those guys that are St. John's ambulance are fucking doctors, right? There's no way that's ever going to happen because all of their priority is going to go to people going in from hospital to hospital where they need those qualified paramedics. Yeah, man. So paramedics are going to be qualified doing that shit. The same jobs that are there. So like, go do a work course, health, safety, first aid. That's the people they got there. Like they didn't helping anything, man. I'm just glad that those events got cancelled. You can't say it's kid friendly, man. Like, a lot of people will close their eyes and be like, what the hell? But for me, it's like, I didn't like seeing Pacifica because we're better than that, We're way better than that. Like, yeah, we're obviously going to have that sort of side of us that's going to be like, but if I had to choose, I would prefer to go do the Dan Hooker thing than go do the runner straight challenge. Because the way the runner straight challenges is being blown up, and it's purely for entertainment, man. It's got nothing to do with the money. It's purely for entertainment. But Galo Fai, the guy who gets knocked out, who's been knocked out even in the run he's got to live with that now. Now, that guy will probably need help eventually. And if he doesn't turn to the bottle and he's got no one to talk to, well, you see the statistics on that. So even this guy doing the run the ball up the guts guy, he's trying to say it's for suicide awareness. And so you can't say it's for suicide awareness. Go and do a course on it and then explain that to someone who works in the health sector, mental health sector, and explain what it is. Because a lot of it's from social media, man. The majority of people being pushed over the edge is either through lockdown, which is PTSD, or stuff that they see online. And the way these guys are trending, that's all it is, man. These guys are just all for the claps. Because if it wasn't about the money, these guys would gladly do it and still give the money away and still promote education around it. But they're not doing any of that. They're obviously going to a place that's the most expensive place to go fucking buy gear and giving away cards and say like gift cards. That's not giving back, man. That's literally using gambling money to put back into the community just for them to say, oh yeah, we came and gave away shit. You give your money to David Tele. You give it to Michael Jones. That's giving back to the community. There's a big difference, So they can, PMNU just did an article an hour ago and saying, oh, this is the voices that we heard of people waiting in line. How much you asking of them? Because the majority of those people are wearing gears, nice gears, and that ain't warehouse or recyclable clothing. Like a lot of that is like purchased through, through retail stores inside the malls, not these small businesses outside the mall. So
my
they're not
question,
selling it to me, man.
So my question to you is, with the run with the run, it's a sensitive topic. So which would you rather prefer or choose? Run it or run it straight? Because it's run it straight that got cancelled two or three times, eh?
No, they all get cancelled, bro. They all get cancelled, man. It's too barbaric and someone's even said like, I love this bringing the community together, but at the expense of what? Someone's nuts, someone's fucking head. Like, is that it? We celebrate his hit or his big hit, and then the guy getting smashed, and then he ends up paralyzed. Then what happens when he dies?
It sounds like a bad connection.
It's just like a bad connection. It's shit street, bro. This is the same people in the water on a boat trying to paddle up the field, and they fucking got no kafoi, bro. It's the same guys.
It's like, we're fundraising for CTE awareness. So that's the running straight
right. That's the penny drop deals. Like, what kind of fucking shit is that? It's for CTSD, that's up the guts guy, and then he says mental health, and then fucking suicide. The reason why people are doing that is because guys are like us are liking it. You can't call that. That's entertainment at the what? At the risk of people fucking
Shit.
being given the rope to hang themselves. Like fuck, that's what we're doing, bro. But then again, that's why I don't like seeing my people do it, man.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I'll do the stand and bang in the backyard. You know why? Because there's no kids watching it. But you know, you can't stop the kids from watching it on social media. That's
On
it.
TikTok,
that's-
especially.
You can't. You can't, bro.
That's what I was gonna
it.
say. That's what I was gonna say. Because my boys, we went there. Had to take them there. But just the atmosphere itself, man, shucks. All those custom boys. Oh well, you know, there were a lot of custom crew there, so they all enjoyed it. They all enjoyed it. Just the energy. Their parents were there. Everybody. It was like a family event. But the first two contenders got knocked out straight off the gate. Shit. Bad technique, and I think it's on the wheel too.
Yeah, well,
Bad technique, but they get that introduction. Which shout out to Mike. I'm surprised I saw you there, bro. I don't know what the heck you doing there, bro.
because he couldn't tackle for shit, eh? Tell the truth, he couldn't tackle for shit, eh?
For
So
shit.
he was on the
Yeah.
bench. He was on the bench, bro.
That's what I was thinking. What the?
Hookers don't tackle?
Apparently, they do a week prior build up to that, or a couple of days prior build up to that. A short course, but they're along the lines of trying to get that infrastructure of health and safety before the actual event happens too.
It's just to tick off the legal side of it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's they're on a track where, man, it could be the next best thing, man. To be honest, yeah.
Yeah, I'd celebrate that one. Like, yeah, it's the next best thing, and they can make money off it. But I don't want to see it being done down here, man. With my people, our people. That's the thing that it doesn't go down well with me. Is that I don't like seeing our people do that to each other, man. That's the crabs on the bucket shit, you know.
I think if they're gonna have a prize money, you know, you should get paid no matter what, no matter for entering.
Oh,
Like you're the entertainment of the people, and if you're gonna get injured, you must get paid for it. Especially the ones that get out in the first round. Like if you got a $20,000 prize money, and then what, 5,000 second prize, 1,000 third prize,
It means you got deep pockets.
then you can easily split it up and give it to the guys that went out in the first round. Like give them something.
500 is massive, bro.
500
like a couple of
for
days
participating.
pay for participating, and they're not
Yeah.
doing that.
Because you're gonna get injured.
Yeah,
You're gonna get sore. You're gonna get sore. You're gonna be sore when you're going home. So you may as well get paid, entertaining the people. You know, like at least.
And 20 grand is peanuts anyway. That's nothing.
yeah.
That's nothing.
Especially what he would make bank off the YouTube and his TikTok and that. Like, because that's monetized over in Australia, you know what I mean? So that's nothing to him, bro. Yeah, you can give away gift cards and that, but the fuck, it ain't shit, bro. It ain't doing the community you think in your head it's doing. It's almost doing the opposite, you know what I mean? That's where I was like, oh, I don't have respect for that. But I mean, it was entertainment when those Australian guys doing it, but as soon as they put it here, I was like, nah, bro, I don't want to support that. Like, I couldn't, like, it's like, nah, not if I want to see my own neighbors, people in my neighborhood doing it. Like, I don't want to watch it, man, you know? But yeah, shout out to the dude who said, shout out to the guy who said, I'm trying to educate my people. And then he went for a run because he got cancelled. And then he sat there making a video. And then if you look at his earlier shit, he's just trying to be a content creator. Like, fuck, come on, bro. Don't call it community and awareness for suicide prevention and mental health, bro. Go and talk to your fucking tutor. Go talk to the people who work in the psych wards, bro. They'll give you an education video or just like, you know, time just to explain what it is, man. Because what he's doing, bro, is not a good thing for the community and for people on like children that are scrolling. You know what I mean?
So speaking about family friendly, I was at the Warriors game, and we're all sitting in the stands, and the stands just up behind the opposition, the Canberra Raiders, just 5 rows back from them. Man, the amount of abuse going to that Canberra Raiders team, man, from the crowd. You don't want any of your kids sitting with you during that time, man. Like the abuse, especially because Canberra, you know, Canberra. Ricky Stewart, he's never in the box, eh? He's never in the box.
He's on the field, yeah.
He's always with the team on the field. Man, he was there and he was getting it from everybody in the crowd, man.
But look, he had the last laughs.
Yeah, he did.
He would have probably looked straight up into those guys and give them a good wave and he goes, thumbs up. And then did a tap in and the lima kangi ones.
Yeah.
Malo, thumbs up, kangi. We'll see you next time. And that's the second time in the space of like 12 rounds. It was like, fuck. Bro, that's the Warriors kryptonite, bro. Those guys. Sorry, I don't know what it is, man. Nah, Seki boys. We'll probably move into a topic that hasn't been discussed yet, but I don't know if you saw, but David Seymour against race funding, calling it racist. Like, I remember previously we did a government budget and we spoke about stuff like this. But this is actually gonna become something because obviously David Seymour is gonna be in charge for this last bit of the term, and man, it's hard to watch, bro. Like seeing this Palangi Maoli dude, or so-called Maoli dude, trying to split the new funding. It's all New Zealand funding. Like that fucking rubs me up so much, man.
Man, just another stupid comment from David Seymour. You know, the problem is with the government right now, and I think it's our fault when we're younger, when we're students, voting the MMP thing. It's not working, man. It's not working. I mean, we got to go back to first past the post, man, and whoever's on top gets in. Stuff the coalitions. Like if National wins, then they win. They control the whole thing. If Labour wins, they win. They control the whole thing, and there's no one else. Because with the influence of the Greens on the left, far left, some stupid things coming out of there. Then on the right, on the far right, you got ACT Party, and they were seeing some stupid things coming out of there. And Luxon, he's so weak, he can't even handle him, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. So, this latest thing, right? So what he's saying, and this is why I don't agree with the ACT's policy, right? When they talk about, what he's talking about is getting rid of funding based on race. You got Māori funding, you got Pacifica funding. He's saying it's not fair. Because why do we give funding when everyone else doesn't give funding? He's calling it racist. It's racist that funding goes to different races in this country. And that's stupid because it's not about race. It's about economics, right? Who's the poorest people in this country? When you look, it's not a race thing. It's an economic thing. If you take race out of it and you see who the poor people are, it's still the Māoris and the Pacific.
Yeah.
So you even take race out of it, it's still the same. So he's playing this identity politics thing. The far left, they play that. Now the far right plays that, and he plays it. And it doesn't make sense, man. So he knows it doesn't make sense. He's using it to try and make it a equal playing field across the board. But he's got to know that, economics is not equal. Across the board in New Zealand is not equal. You can't make it equal when it's not even equal. Just like he wanted to do the Treaty of Waitangi thing. He wanted to make it equal for New Zealanders, whereas it hasn't been equal since they first signed the treaty, right? So you got to make it equal first, and then we'll talk about what comes next. We haven't even gone to that stage yet. He's playing it again with the funding thing, right? So, yeah, it's just dumb, man. To call what he said is racist, a racist policy. It's not a racist policy because race got nothing to do with it. He's right about that. Race got nothing to do with it because it has got nothing to do with it. You just put it there. You just put racist in there, whereas that's got nothing to do with it. There's a reason why Pacifica has funding and Māori have funding, because these demographics are behind the line. Right? They need help. I mean, we're at the bottom. We need a kickstart. Sure, when we get a kickstart, it's up to us to take over and bring ourselves up. But we still need a kickstart from the bottom. And that's why we got this funding. It's not because of our race. It's because we need it. Because we're the ones that are poor. So it doesn't make sense what he's saying.
Nah, that was very round of applause for that explanation. But you're 100% right, man. And for people who don't know, man, like our story, right? They literally plucked us from our beautiful shores to bring us here to work the jobs that Palangi people don't want to do. The people who were already here didn't want to do. So that's our grandparents, and that they came and do those jobs. When they put that levy out for certain like tradesmen to come over here and come and work these jobs, there's only maybe out of 10, maybe only 2 or 3 of them will get a carpenter's job. You know what I mean? So to hear this sort of shit in 2025 still going, bro, it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting, eh? And let alone like my daughter just graduated, being the first of my own siblings and our kids to be the first to graduate from uni. That's how far behind we are. You know what I mean? He asked Miss Balangi and other people who have been here, like first settlers, whatever. Bro, they're like third, fourth, fifth, sixth, one of many of their family that have gone through university. You know what I mean? But like that funding is there to help our people because, bro, there's never been an equal. Like even to put it as there's no such thing as Māori, bro. Māori health is probably the worst it's ever been. Our life expectancy is not even long. Like for them to say it the way he said it is disgraceful, man. Like, you know, we'll be lucky, like in our, to be honest, we'll be lucky to see the light of 70. You know what I mean? Because that's how bad our health statistics are. It doesn't help that, like, not many, like, how many Tokalans are in houses in New Zealand? Like, you can fucking go and probably count on your hands and toes, man. Like, because that's how far behind we are, you know? But that sort of statistics, they never tell people about. And it's just all coming from this minister's mouth. And, bro, I hope he has a fucking hard time, bro, honestly. And we need to do better, bro. First past the post is probably the best thing going forward for all of New Zealand, man, because this coalition shit's fucking way past its use by day, man. And, bro, everything that these people, these so-called ministers are doing at the moment, bro, makes this place not a fucking beautiful place anymore, man, and makes you want to leave, you know? And it doesn't matter how many jobs you change to try and get well paid. It's like, fuck, when you hear one of these ministers speak, bro, it's like, fuck, I'm ready to fly out of this place, man.
Yeah.
But yo, that wraps up pretty much the topics, boys. So should we get into? Oh, we had a listener. Did you manage to listen to one of the coaches who listens in about stuff that's happening at club footy? Also,
Yeah, Paul, eh?
come on, Paul.
That was interesting, eh? I didn't know about Archibald Park getting taken away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of our listeners is tuned in, and he's obviously wanted to rant, and he said that there's not enough junior teams for Pontsby Castle to hold on to Archibald Park, and just some of the stuff that he's dealt with as a player coach, a coach coaching his son. So some of the stuff that goes done at Pontsby Rugby, and I think the saddest part about it, and I mentioned it on the end of one of our episodes too, is that uneducated kids, when they laugh at stupid stuff when you're playing footy, that's just uneducated. Like, they don't know. They don't know why they're laughing. You know, they're just purely laughing for the entertainment, which is a stupid thing by running straight stupid. But it's also because if there was a good tackle, you would know the difference between a good tackle and a poor tackle, right? Because obviously kids getting fended off and head high when it's ripper rugby is something to be like, come on, coach, and the parents, you know. So it's the parents' fault because they simply just drop their kids off to the coach just to buy some time and do those coffee club catch up before the parents in the car park. So, my heart goes out to him. Keep doing the great work you're doing, us. Any advice for him, Cams?
Man, I was listening to him, and the thing that got me was when he was talking about how, man, the kids aren't playing rugby anymore, eh? Like, struggling to get the numbers.
Yeah.
For rugby, eh? And everyone's going, all the kids are playing other sports.
Yeah.
Or there's no opportunities to play club rugby for kids these days, eh? It's harder.
I think the one clear point he made was it's not about the talent anymore. It's how much money you can throw at a club and your last name. And I agree with that wholeheartedly, bro. Like, when he said that, like, there's a couple of superstars that have made their way up into the Black Ferns who I feel should not even be there. Could bite their time, you know, for these ladies who have been in the picture grinding away. But she's in there, you know. But I'm not going to drop her name, but I just feel like, bro, when Paul said that, he hit it on the head, bro. It's like, bro, it's not about the talent anymore. And like, it's bro, that's on your name, man. And if you're in the old boys club, you're clearly going to get, like, okay, segregated and picked out and plucked, pulled into the system, you know. So he wasn't wrong about that.
Is it just like in regards to just Pontsby Rugby? Because it's like that in the league as well, right? In New Zealand, up here in New Zealand.
Well, he
And
has
Auckland.
both teams. He has that Ripper team on their Thursday Kalongas, which they have an in-house tournament, and then they have that. That's the same team that he takes over at Richmond Rugby League Club. So yeah, the Doggies.
Yeah. So the numbers are low. Yeah, that's true. It's been like that for the last 5 years, though. Yeah.
Because another run he had was the fees as well, like the subs. Like, he got drawn into the new fees for PK, and that was on the back of someone reaching out to him and telling him, bro, bring your team to. And then when he heard the backstory, because they didn't have enough junior teams, it was sort of like, man, what a hospital pass, you know? Like, put me over here for all this drama.
Yeah, I think it sounds like, you know, rugby is struggling, and especially in the grassroots for the kids, especially the primary school and intermediate kids, trying to get in there. So I think the old ways of trying to get kids to play or old ways of fundraising, we have to look at new ways of doing it now. Hey, just look at, because times are changing. Like I think you were saying, like, kids are going playing different sports, and just need to find a way, because you're not going to get any help from NZR at the moment. NZR is not helping anything right now, so it'll be, I think you just got to find a way. If he's passionate, he's passionate.
Oh, you can hear it in his voice.
You can hear it when he was talking on their voice message, how passionate he was. So he's got half the battle already. Just needs to sit down with other passionate people and just figure out a way, find a way to get these kids to come, man. Funding and raise money too. Like, I don't know about you guys, but man, I hate the fundraisers the kids bring home with the numbers. The number's 1 to 50. You
the fact that you brought it up, let us just say, if you're putting fundraiser and saying pick a number, that's how much money you're gonna donate. Fucking reword the thing. It's called a koa fundraiser.
I hate that.
Surely.
Because then you're mad to put the number 1 in the $1.
Surely.
True.
Oh,
Think you're the
man.
man, put the $50, but think, $50, that's a good lunch, man.
Shout out to all the tag parents who came up with that idea, 1 to 20 for the uniforms, man. Surely.
But then I see them all the time now. All the kids are bringing them. They're doing this fundraiser for a lot of things now. But man, we're living in West, man, Henderson, man. It's like around here, man. No one can afford put money down on those numbers, man. Give me something in return, man. Some food or something. I don't know. What happened to those ones? Those angers, man.
Surely.
No,
I hear you 100%. Oos.
Let's do some like plates, man. Let's do a social. Let's do some plates.
Let's do the socials, right? Bring back the socials.
Bring back the socials. Bring back the eyes, man. I'll pay $50 for that. Wow.
Yo, hard, eh?
I'll buy 2. I'll feed my whole family with your ingers, man. Shit.
Harder.
And Seki boys, moving on, man. Our local news and sports. Yeah, so intro the clapping music from there was shot. A surprise weekend of sport, man. We'll start off with our 1A comp, man. That's probably gonna be the pinnacle of rugby union in New Zealand at the moment. But yeah, man, I'll read how the scoreboard looks, because I gotta use this moment to platform our brother school. So King's College sitting at first place with 20 points. St. Kennigan's 18, sorry, but that's fully. And in third place, Liston College, man. Man, round of applause for Liston, sitting at third on the table with 15 in the 1A comp, above Sacred Heart, above St. Peter's, above Auckland Grammar, above Castle, Dulworth and St. Paul's. And wrapping it up in 9th place, we got Mags, Botany Downs 11th, and De La Salle. And yeah, man, Lister coming off of another big win just on the weekend. So the weekend of sport of the 1A comp, St. Paul's doing De La Salle 8-0. Botany Downs College went down, massive scoreline, lost to Liston College 12-64. Moana Pasifika going down to the boys from out west, Galesone, with a 49-14 loss. Sacred Heart obviously lost to St. Peter's, and that's a big matchup. Sacred Heart and St. Peter's. Sacred smashing them 45-34. And probably the game of the round for a close scoreline. Auckland Grammar just went down to St. Kitts 6-10. And the last game of the round would have been Dulworth and King's College, the battle of the most richest school in Auckland, and obviously King's just pipping them 54-22. Ouch. I managed to get in some scores from the Massey round as well. In the North Harbour 1A results, Mahurangi College going down to Westlake Boys 15-48. Whangarei Boys thumping Takapuna Grammar 74-0, man. And Orewa College obviously losing to our neighbouring boys at Massey 41-14. Rangitoto went down to Rasmini 31-20, and that was the wrap up of round 5 of the 1A in North Harbour.
Nice, man. Congratulations to Liston and the Listonians that are on the West Coast Network. Congratulations to you guys, old boys from your school, man. Take a screenshot of that table, because you might not see it ever again.
They're celebrating every win, bro. Every win. You know, it's funny. I think that Auckland Rugby, you need to be listening to our podcast because they went as far as posting up their results over the weekend as well. But I only read maybe 2 score lines, and that was our neighbouring to Waitemata and Waitakere. That I'll read that result, and it probably wasn't the prettiest result. I don't know if I should do them like that. Waitemata smashed them, 68-5, man. But I don't know if it beats that one or the suburbs versus East Tamaki or Galawhai. If you had a bankroll on that, it was a 74-0, man. That boys from Evandale, Galawhai.
74-0.
Yeah, man. That's an ass waxing. That one is called.
Oh, suburbs get nil.
No, suburbs.
Suburbs beat East Tamaki.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, you should do our West Auckland club team.
So suburbs just went over there for a holiday.
I think it was the under 21s playing, Galawhai.
Man.
But then in other news, just on local news, one of our boys who's been on the podcast, shout out to Zane Pockington, he's just started up his Pathways work to trade scheme, which is an awesome initiative. It's just local boys keeping them out of trouble. He runs his DC program, which from the success of his past 8 years, he's probably got more than 30 guys playing SG ball or that Harold Moody one, that Matthews. So mad respect and love to the bro for putting in the work into the kids too. And then those kids obviously going on to bigger and better things. Like I think he's had 3 guys come out to make the NRL debuts this year, which is unheard of for a local guy who's not even funded, man. This guy just doing the hard work himself. But just the pathways that he's been doing and the work that he's doing with his DC into the work schemes, like making sure that guys have opportunities to see that they can, if they need to, look for a career as a tradie. So mad respect to him and all the boys on board with that.
Mad respect.
Shout out to Charles, also Tindo, and a few of the other old boys really rallying behind Zane to make that shit happen, man. Congratulations to us. Your hard work and your prayers have been answered, man. And I've got nothing but love for the work that you put into those kids, man. And that's our local news. Sweet.
Good work,
Sweet. Shout Zane doing it for the community. No running straight comp in your stuff there, bro.
Probably slapped her because they get pay.
What
Why did you run like that at training? No, so, oi. Now we got a memory lane, man, and I'm gonna throw this over to you, Kaiser, bro. Talk about it, man. The Bob Sapp goes wild. What can you remember? And I knew you remember it all because, man, just watching your thread of comment on on the post, it made me realize, like, Charlie, man, it's nice to have someone on the pod who knows the fight game. Woos. Can you remember it?
Oh, Bob Sapp, yeah. I think his debut was October 2000. I think he came on the scene of the World K1 circuit when Bob Sapp with no martial arts background, just his size. I think it was just a strategy from the Yakuza. Oh, sorry, the organizers to bring this massive massive silverback from America into Japan and just make it a freak show, because man, he was in the whole of Asia, especially Japan, man. He instant fan, instant man, stats on him. Japanese fans just what a freak of nature, His first debut October 2000 in the K1 circuit. He also fought Gama Ray Sefo. Shout out to the legend Ray Sefo. That was also a freak show. But I think Bob Sapp's first fight was Nakasako was who was a big wild card for Japan as well, and a superstar as well. And then he pretty much got taken out from Bob Sapp when Bob Sapp's first debut. So during that era, it was like Ray Sefo, Andy Hug, the legend Andy Hug, Simi Silch, Remy Bunjeski. Oh yeah, I think that was you, Elliot, put up that fight on Remy Bunjeski, the banker, against Bob Sapp, who just ragdolled him. Just ragdolled that dude, man. That dude was the master of the flying knee.
The flying knee, bro.
Yeah, before
Simi Schultz started doing the knee.
Yeah, oh, well, yeah.
Reg put it away.
all those Russians and Polish fighters and all that. That's why you got to give it up for a guy like Mark. He came into the scene from nothing, from nowhere, and then all those top fighters had massive the world championships in their own right before they even came onto the world circuit. And here's Mark, just this chubby guy coming into the circuit, just knocking all those big names out. And they were all wondering, what the heck? How the heck did you come in here with a waistline like that? You know? Oh yeah, yeah. He ended up showing them. It was trademark sleeping pills. So man, what an era, eh? And once again, Bob Sapp, I think the old Yakasuna came in there too. The old Japanese champion, I forget his name, but half Hawaiian, half Samoan, who the organizers also brought him in midway through the K1 circuit. So yeah, two huge giants, eh? That made that circuit, man, just blow up, eh? That was crazy, crazy. And I think Bob Sapp also fought Mighty Mo. Yeah, the Fern Simone with the Haymakers from LA, California, I think he's from. Yeah. So a massive good attitude area from that time. Man, you don't see fights like that again. Man, yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, Jeremy Banner's another one. Mike Monado is also from South Africa. But then you got a couple other fighters, I forget. Adam Watt, yeah, from New South Wales. Oh man, yeah. So yeah, boys, man, memory lane for sure. That's a good one, man. That's a good one.
Man, like I think I put it on the comments thread. I was just walking into a pub and I just seen that Bob Sapp was wearing tights and I saw he had no shoes on. I was like, what the fuck? That's an AFL player, hey.
Yeah,
And then when I seen then I saw that Japanese ref, and that's when I realized, bro, fuck, he's fighting. But I didn't know what it was. Was a K1 or was it boxing? So when I saw Remy, and I go, oh nah, fuck, this dude's fighting a kickboxer, G. When I saw Remy like fucking clutching his legs like fucking guy over it, I was like, oh, like what's his name? Sagan. When I saw that fight, I was like, oh no, this guy's got now longer his legs, bro. But bro, when his gorilla style ground and pound, bro, it was like, man, if he
silverback.
It was just literally timing, eh? If he just perfected the timing and like not drain himself energy wise, bro, he could have been a real force. You know what I mean? Because bro, some of his haymakers, bro, it was like solid, man. That's like walking into someone's thigh, eh? Like, you know, he literally had legs for arms, and it was crazy, bro. Like, fuck. But nah, that fight, bro, got me hooked, bro. And ever since I saw that fight, bro, I was like, bro, I want to go watch all the DVDs on all the K1 stuff, man. Cause like, yeah, bro. And it was cool to see some of like big names like Peter Arts and fight. Was it Down Under over here? Peter Graham. Yeah. Like, it was good to see those guys come down here and do a few fights down here at Trust Stadium back in the day.
Mighty Murray, remember this guy? That was Trust Stadium, eh? Back
And like, yeah, and then to see what would have exploded after that with the Mark and Recife fight, and then man, just what came after that, you know. So it was obviously an era where it's like, man, it's really nostalgic, man, because bro, to see Mark crowned, bro, I think that was like, bro, he was my hero after that, man. He from nothing, eh? Yeah. Literally no background pedigree at all. A couple of years training in Sydney, and then at the biggest fight world stage. And that time, and that period of time too, it was never done. No, it was never done. Literally a guy straight off the street going to the biggest arena of like combat, and not a kumite. Literally, he literally beat a guy who won the 100-man kumite to win the crown. So, fuck, that says a lot about Mark, bro.
Brazil,
man.
Brazil. Yeah, man, memory lane for sure, man. The quality too, eh? Just the quality to have on that roster every year was amazing.
Yeah, it was the best of the best, eh? The best of the best, having those.
Best in the world, man. Best in the world. I reckon, to be honest, that K1 roster against the, I'm gonna make it's just my opinion, that K1 roster compared to that MMA roster of today. Oh, man. You have to put your money on the K1 roster, man, for sure.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I agree, bro.
That's a hard, good memory lane, man. It's like you saw it at the bar. I seen a few at the bar too. Just the good atmosphere, shit.
Yeah.
When that comes up.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. On the big screen, man. That's mean.
Sicky.
Mean memory lane.
All right. We'll get into what have you guys been watching. Start with you, Kems. What have you been watching, bro? Because I got something I've been watching. I've been waiting to jump on here and share it, man. But I'll let you go first. Oops.
So, man, I don't know if you come across on YouTube, but I've been watching the Front Porch. Have you guys seen that?
No, share more.
Front Porch. I think it's a local rapper from Washington DC. He made this platform like, so he gets a band to play on his front porch, and he's got cameras, but the sound is excellent. The sound is good. It's all professionally done, but he gets real artists to come and sing, perform on his porch.
Oh,
So there's like a bass player, there's a guy on drums, guy on the piano, might have the other guys on guitar and saxophone and all that. He has good artists that come around and perform on his porch. So he had Eric Benet, he came on, MC Light came on, Snoop Dogg came on. Yeah, a whole lot of artists.
damn.
It's me, man. I love that live sound, especially
Yeah,
with the
bro.
bass player and the piano.
Can't beat it, man.
Can't beat it, man. And these artists are singing, they're having fun, so it's pretty cool. It's called Front Porch, the Front Porch, live on the Front Porch or something. Front Porch. Just type Front Porch on YouTube and do Snoop Dogg next to it, and you come up with his one. But the one with I think it's BJ Kid from Chicago Kid, BJ Chicago Kid. Have you heard of him? He's an artist,
Nah.
but he does this rendition of Bob Marley's "The Turn Your Lights Down Low" song. Man, it's awesome, especially if they're live band, Man, it's mean. So yeah, I'll be watching that. That's good. I think it's got 78 videos on there. So yeah,
Yes.
go check it out. If you got a stereo speaker on your TV, just blast that. Man, it's mean.
So they're
Been
just
watching
doing
that.
mostly covers or what?
No, it's the real artists doing their songs.
Me, originals, eh?
Yeah,
Originals.
so that's the Front Porch. I think I came on before. I was talking about that those DJ sets at the apartment. People
Yeah, that
dancing
was
in the
good, bro.
background.
That was good.
Yeah, man. Man, ever since I clicked onto that, there's been other ones, other people that are doing the same thing. Man, it's been awesome, Don't know how they get the copyright free, the songs they play on there.
Hard.
But no, these are good. These are good. If you're into some old school music, yeah, man, I recommend these live YouTube performances.
That's gotta be a watch, bro. Especially when you see, because the sound's good. Fuck, I'm
Yeah.
there, man. I'll probably watch some after this with these new headphones I got on. They're sick, man.
Yeah.
But you guys,
Yeah, man.
what have you been watching? What's been in the search browser?
Yeah, just on Netflix watching Birmingham Murders. Birmingham Murders on Netflix. It's a good watch. All I gotta say is that there's man, those pommies are crazy, man. Back then, Birmingham Murders back in the early 90s was about a missing person that was missing for about 4 years, and then just a friend hadn't heard from her for that amount of time, and was just curious to go visit her. So no contact at all. Obviously, there was no mobile phones at all things, but yeah, they tried to get a hold of the family. To cut a long story short, she was close to her because they did a lot of camping and all that back in the days when they were young'uns. Anyway, cut a long story short, fought it, and then they went over, spoke to the parents, and said that they haven't seen her at all as well. She thought it was a bit blasé about it, so she got the cops involved as a missing person to put out a missing person thing for her. Anyway, the cops put out a missing person ad, and they went and did the investigation, went to the parents, and the father was there, and that. Spoke to her for about a week or two, and then said that something was suspicious, and then he just randomly just blurted out to the cop, to the constable, that in actual fact, yeah, we had a bit of a quarrel, bit of an argument. Yeah, she got a bit too cheeky, and then he basically killed her. Yeah. So the cops were shocked because they were just trying to find her for 2 weeks. So they were back and forth to the house, to the family house. And then when he just let it out like that, they were confused. They just looked at him shocked. So then they called the detectives to come and check this guy out and see if it was legit. And apparently it was legit. Even the detectives were shocked. So this is early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, we're going back. And then, they were just asking, oh, so where's your daughter then? You know, is she here? Where is she? And she, oh yeah, come at the back door. She's about the third concrete slab to the
Oh.
left of the back door. And then he goes, oh, can you show us? Because they were still thinking that he was crazy and he was bullshitting, right? That story doesn't add up. So then he walked outside, took the detectives outside, walked to the left. He went 1, 2, 3, 4, and he came back. Oh, sorry, 3. Yeah, third slab right here, and he stepped on it. He goes, so if you get your detectives to get a digger, and then you'll find her right there.
What?
So they were yeah, it was out of its story, and anyway they didn't know what to do, so they had a meeting, and then they said, okay, we'll get the diggers and we'll see if this is legit or if he's just crazy, you know. They got the digger, they dug it up, and then they found the bones. The funny thing is, during that week when they were digging it up, trying to find the rest of the bones there, another guy tripped over something on the right side, right? Because they were digging up his backyard just in that area. And then they disturbed the right side of the concrete slabs. And then there was just like this bone sticking up from the ground. And the detective that was doing his job, he goes, oh shit, what's this? So he pulled it out, and it was a long bone that looked like a thigh bone. So he asked the leading detectives to have a look at this. Is this part of, you know, the daughter's bones, or where he dug it? So they asked the guy, took him a couple of days to actually admit it. And they detectives thought that he scattered the bones, right? And then they said, oh, what's this thigh bone doing here at the back? He kept on talking in riddles, saying, oh, wouldn't you like to know? Anyway, it took them 2 days. And then they said, look, there's a thigh bone, but it doesn't belong to this. And he goes, yeah, exactly.
Fucking
and then they all looked
shit.
at each other again. And they said, oh, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, exactly. Her name is this, that. And then there's no missing people looking for this person. So they couldn't find it on the file. Yeah, and he said, yeah, so if you get your digger and then you go at the right side of that second slab, yeah, you'll find the rest of those bones connected to that thigh bone. In fact, they looked at each other
Jesus
just
Christ.
mysteriously, like, is this guy for real? Anyway, 41 bodies later.
Fuck. Holy.
Bro, watch it, eh? 'Cause,
Fucking hell.
I got hooked on the first one, and then when that fibre came up, I said, fuck, there's 2 bodies. But 41 bodies later, fuck, man.
Jesus.
What's it called?
Birmingham murders.
Birmingham murders.
Birmingham Murders.
Oos, I heard about this while I heard about this while we were having dinner the other night, and I was like, Nikita, I'm fucking eating my dinner, man. Like, she goes, no, but she said it as a question to my other daughter, do you know what a femur bone is? And she's like, yeah. She goes, well, a femur bone doesn't have 3, does it? And then I was like, oh, shut up, man. But there's 41 bodies. Like, I don't know if I want to watch it. Please, just all your freaking cemetery yanzus. It's probably what it was doing.
I know, bro. Shucks, I was saying shit, man. But honestly, man, watch it, because, man, the guy was upset that they were digging up when they first brought the diggers in. He got pissed off at the detectives for digging up his garden and everything. Because he had a mint garden, front lawn and back lawn.
Yeah.
Fucking disgusting, bro.
Yeah,
and you know how
buddy.
the English build their houses, like townhouses, but you pretty much can wind down your window and just touch your neighbor's window.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, man. That's insanity, bro. But this guy, during the investigation, he always spoke in riddles. He
Yeah.
didn't give the answer away straight away.
Yeah.
He made them work for it.
So he's obviously
it's a
intelligent.
study on that, bro. He's a real serial killer, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
There's
crazy.
you remember that guy with the mask? He's like that guy. You know the guy that peels. What's that movie? That movie called
Hannibal.
Hannibal. Yeah. It's one of those stories. He wouldn't give the answer. He'll make the detectives work for it.
Yeah.
Fucking 41 bodies later.
Jeez.
So that's man. So I never looked at a white person again the next day.
You look at them sideways, you mean?
Shucks, I look at that cross-eyed. Gotta be ready for these people, man. Shit.
Nah, I haven't been watching a lot, man. But man, I got home, I jumped on the remote and had a surf, bro. And I watched maybe 20 minutes of man. And I've been waiting for this to happen, bro. Poker Face Season 2 is out, boys. You gotta watch, man. You gotta flip and watch. So like, I was watching 20 minutes into the first one, bro, and I was like, oh, Lord, thank you very much for answering my prayers, man. Because I've been waiting for something on TV on demand to come on, right? And, right, and this episode, I only got 20 minutes in, but it's obviously, you know, like, when you have babies and they don't come out the color you want, so you treat them a certain way. So obviously this colored woman had a dark daughter, and she probably was like a split image of her dad, but as a sibling to 3 other Fafingas that look exactly like her. And bro, just the beginning of it got me hooked, man. I was like, bro, that's why I love watching this program. But I haven't dived in too much to realize or know what happens. But I was all over the estate, the mum's estate, because she's like pretty well off. And yeah, that was the lead way into her trying to figure out who this So Price was, you know. And it was obviously a strange kid that the husband fathered, but you know, the mum didn't want to acknowledge her as one of her kids. So I'm up to that. And nah, man, can't wait to dive into a bit more of those. But now, yeah, that's all I've been watching. But we get to Fia Poko of the week, man. And just, yeah, we got a last minute entry and I got to pay homage to that one. But, yeah, our Fia Poko of the week's a 4-way spin-off. So I don't know if you've seen the post, but Hutchins Tutu obviously posted about Moana being there's only one team in Okilangi. But then he got a reply from the Moana boys after they fussied him saying, but we're the only Pacifica team in the comp. And I guess that's not wrong there, eh? So that was after they beat him. So I don't think you should post after you beat a team, eh? Like one time when you know you're going to play them again. I don't know what he was thinking. So that's option number 1. And there was a post put up by Ty some time ago, and it was about parents allowing their kids to go to schools as dogs and cats. And this Fafingi Palangi lady obviously played a bit of a rant on the radio, just saying like the parents just need to fussy their kids, because in the Western world we shouldn't be doing that, letting kids identify as animals. Like they just need a good hiding. Like that cracked me up when I saw that, eh? And then in third we got the run of Str8 guys. It's like, you know, they came over here all this way and yeah, no shows, and ended up giving out all that stuff. The only advice I have for them, bro, is check in, boys, you know, check into the local clubs, man, and they might make it happen for you a lot more easier. And then the last one is probably Fia Poko, this ref who got it wrong. Was his name Angus Gardner? So he should have just played what was in front of his eyes before he went upstairs. But then again, that's Super Rugby for you, man. You just never know with the TMO. So yeah, throwing it back at you guys, man. Pick which one of the Fia Pokos deserves our Fia Poko of the week. Go for you, Cams.
Angus Gardner for me. If you're the top level referee, a top level competition, you can't make mistakes like that, man. Yeah,
that's pretty amateur,
especially when there's a try involved or not.
What about you, Chucky?
Yeah, Angus Gardner's for me too, the ref, yeah. But also, man, probably the runner Str8, eh? The runner Str8 guys. Man, after getting cancelled how many times, but then coming back with a promotional purpose and point to mental health and well-being, and man, bro, guys, relax. Yeah, that's yeah. It's done. I don't think our community is that stupid.
Yeah, I'm agree with you guys, but I'm also gonna check.
What would have been the best? What would have been the best sponsor, reason to do one though? Awareness. What awareness would they have done instead? That's a question to you guys.
Shit, probably just community food banks. Food banks, yeah.
Yeah, feed the community, yeah. Like,
yeah.
Especially at this time, or like the go and support the Give a Blanket. Like that, it's cold, man. Not everyone can afford heat pumps. Not everyone can afford gas bills, power bills through the roof. Give a kid a blanket, man. They would have done. They would have done heaps for the community. Eh? They show up to the most expensive shop inside the freaking mall where you buy a pair of shoes from there, and you go to say West City Shoes. That's the only number 1 place to buy your shoes, man. West City Shoes on the main street, bro. You get a pair there way cheaper, man. Like, then we can go choose the most expensive place in the mall. Like, come on, guys, be better, man. Be more smart about it, you know. But yeah, that's got to be the Fia Poko. But also to, what's his name? Hoskins, bro. Like, why post that? You know what I believe? Because he goes to his barber and his barber feeds him kava during the week. That's what happens, bro. You do those stupid half-wit. Oh, you know, I'm going to post this. Say it'll be funny as doc say. The next minute post it and then, yeah, let's see what happens. No good. But yeah, running Str8, man. I think that's a 4-way win for all of the Fia Pokos entered in this week's Fia Poko of the week. But yeah, congratulations, guys. He's made it. just quite fast there. We got a social media post of the week. You able to throw that up, Cames? And I believe this is what's wrong with this generation, man.
There were so many ass whoopings passed out in my house. I feel like we got just in case ass whoopings. You know what I'm saying? Like, just in case we did some shit my dad didn't know about. Like, I don't even spank Mia because I feel like I got enough ass whoopings for the both of us. I'm like Jesus in this motherfucker. I done paid for both our sins. Growing up in the 90s was rough.
Man, there's so much was it mucus. Well, so much fire to that speech, bro. Like,
Because straight away, like the generations, like the hidings get downgraded every generation. Like you think about it, and towards no hidings at all. Like you think about us when we were growing up, we were getting hidings, but not as bad as what our parents were getting. Our dad was getting when he was
clearly
young.
not, man. Clearly not.
And then, like the war is like double time. We thought we got it bad, but our fathers, man, they got it even worse.
Well, that's it.
Worse. Yeah.
And then now with our kids, then we hardly get that at all. So, for every generation, those hidings come down a grade. But at the end of the day, like we talked about this before ages ago, I think on the podcast. But that violence on our kids, that's to protect them, man.
Yeah, man.
That's the mentality. No, but that's the mentality the older generation has.
Yeah.
Like you get a hiding because you're not supposed to do that. To protect yourself from the future, right? Because that's the only way they knew how, right? That's the only disciplined way that works, right? You do something bad, you get a hiding. Then you know not to do that anymore.
But what is the definition of Polynesian hiding? What is the definition? Because there's a hiding, but then there's overboard.
No.
There's a hiding, but then there's overboard. It's funny that that we brought this up right now because on Friday, on Friday at Subway, Lincoln Road. Yeah, I was a witness to an actual father that that probably needs help. He had two sons that were sitting there eating. We were standing there, we just walked in, we were just ordering. And I'll try and be quick about this. The problem is, right, I walked in, me and my workmate, another guy walked in, Baling guy, Str8, walked in with his daughter, and his daughter looked probably about 6, 7. Now this guy, his father, the father that was sitting with his sons, they were having a good meal. The older boy looked probably about 12. The younger boy probably looked about 8. Here's the thing: we're doing our order, waiting in line. All of a sudden, we heard a bit of a scuffle and a bit of just the muffle of language, right? And then we turned around. And then the guy was like cooking, like collaring his son, the 8-year-old boy, and then just got some napkins and started rubbing aggressively the food because obviously he had a roll, spilled it on his jersey, and then the father was just aggressively just wiping it off and then telling him off. He said, "Man, what did I tell you?" We could hear him, but he was trying to hide it, trying to muffle it. But what did I tell you when you come out in public? Why do you act like this? The older son, man, was like shocked, eating his food at the same time. Didn't want to get involved, but actually looked at his younger brother and then looked at his dad, like the eyes were just back and forth. But looking at the dad doing that, man, I can seriously tell you, man, that's not normal. That's not normal, man. Behind closed doors, I hate to see what actually really happens to these kids, because this guy did this in a public space, Balangi Tradie guy looked at me, and then I looked at him, and then I just basically rolled my eyes. My workmate was still looking at the guy, and then that guy saw that we were looking, and then he started putting a smiley face, on his face, and then obviously he couldn't hold it back. What I'm saying is he sent his son to the bathroom to clean himself up. Son came back, went to come back and finish off his food. The father grabbed his food aggressively and just threw it in the bin and said, "Oh, you go piss off to the car. You go wait there in the car." And then told his older boy to hurry up and eat his food. So that the little kid went into the car, and then we were just looked at him walking out. And then the father was just sitting there. He couldn't handle it, bro. It was about at least 12 seconds after sending him out. And then he rushed out. He rushed out to the car. And then we can hear him yelling at the son, man. Yelling at his son. Slammed his door and started going hard out at the son at the back seat. I mean, I looked at my mate. My mate was telling me, bro. And I said, oh, fuck, man. It made me like twist, you know? And even the Baleen guys go, bro, did you guys see that? He said, oh, yeah, man. It's like, to me personally, I was waiting for him to, bro, he was that on that edge that he was almost probably going to slap him in front of everybody. Everybody in there. That's how bad it was. It was like he had a short fuse, man. You know?
Yeah.
A short fuse. There's a difference because he grabbed his son's jersey and just collared him like a rag doll, just a little bit, but then realized that he was in a public space and we were watching, you know? He couldn't hide that tone.
Yeah.
And that tone is aggressive. That tone, if he was at home, man, it would probably rattle the windows, you know? And the fear that was on his kid's face, you know, far out, man. You know, but, you know, what would you do? That's what I said to my workmate. Well, what would you do if he slept, you know? He goes, fuck, I don't know. And I said, shit, but I said, man, I would actually step in, but then I don't want any friction, you know? I don't want to get into this guy because just the way he was acting, when he's going to react to me if I did step in and say, hey, look, man, you need to take it easy with your kids. You know, and then probably he'll turn around and, you know, want to have a go with me. I don't want that shit, especially in front of his kids, you know? You know? So what do you do then? Do you shut your mouth or see stuff like that happen? Because all I was going to do was just, this guy's gonna fussy his kids right there and then, you know? Then for me, knowing me, I'll have to just step in and just say something to him. But I want to, as a father myself, but I would just pull him aside and just, hey man, you need to just back it up a little bit. But you know, but at the end, in my mind, I was just trying to play it. I said, at the end, man, if you need somebody to talk to, bro, let me know, you know?
Nice.
But then I know it's not going to play out like that, you know? I know with a guy like that, he'll probably start throwing hands. And that's exactly what you don't want. So what do you do then? Do you just, there's three of us there, do you just stand there and just fucking mind your own business? And then let this guy fucking do that in public? Because that was pretty intense.
Yeah.
Like I said, made three men, one to my workmate and another guy, we were just waiting in line. We all spoke about it, but it made us feel yuck. You know what I mean? Yeah. He had to pull his daughter to look the other way. Let's put it that way.
I reckon that's a share for next week, Oos. But well, what an awesome thing to bring up there, Oos. I think, yeah, as a father myself of girls and seeing that, man, I know what I would have done, but I'd rather share that for next time. But yeah, man, it's awesome that you played it out in your head, because a lot of people, they don't have that discipline to stand there and not see it, especially if you grew up in an abusive house. I know wholeheartedly, if any of my cousins have seen it, the reaction is to get involved before anything, you know? It's to get involved before the matches are there and see the smoke, but to make sure it's not going to happen, you know what I mean? And that's overstepping the mark, whereas as a parent, you don't want to see that sort of stuff, you know? Because they're your kids. But yeah, before we wrap up the show, we'll start off with some last words. Fire away to you, Chucky.
Yeah, last words. It's Fred and Rose West. That's what it is on Netflix. So watch it. Was it the Birmingham Rose? Birmingham Rose is the one I just started watching. So that one I was talking about was fucking freaky. Watch it, bro. yeah, on Netflix. Fred and Rose West. Yeah, and last words. Be safe out there. Yeah. Mothers and fathers, especially fathers, we're all brothers, man. We're here for you guys. Chill out, relax. Like I said, times are hard. Seems like everybody's on the edge. If you need somebody to talk to, man, contact West, man. You know? Yeah. And then any times, and then we'll try and lead you guys in the right direction, the right numbers to get some help. Yeah, that's me.
Your mic's off, Oos.
Yeah, my last words. Thanks for having me on. Feels like I've been here in ages. It's all good to be back and talk some news in sports. Yeah, man, just everyone have a good week. Be back here next week for the Sunday. Hopefully Eddie's back and we'll get some EOTC going again as usual. Yeah, sorry about the blank screen over there where Lady's face was supposed to be. Having some technical difficulties over there. But sure, I'll put a nice picture of you there instead of.
Picture of the scholar between the old Mangu and Pharaoh would be great, mate.
Just put a New South Wales picture there.
Oh man.
State of Here we go.
I'll take my photo and send it in.
Yeah, man, that's my last week's man. State of Origin Wednesday.
Oh,
That's
Hopefully,
it.
the
That's
boys
it.
of 135 Footy Show can do a pre-game, halftime show, and post-game show, depending on how drunk those guys are. But going for New South Wales for the win. Clean
New
sweep
South Wales all
coming
the
up.
way.
Clean sweep gonna come up.
Too strong.
Um,
Too strong.
Also, this weekend is a big week for Super Rugby. The Blues need to beat Waratahs. I think they will, but they also need Moana to lose against Hurricanes for the Blues to make it top 6, and Moana to come back next year. So hopefully that happens. Go to Blues. My Manny Seagulls, I don't know what's going on, man. Ever since DCE said he was leaving, everything's gone downhill, man. Fuck. It's not in sync. No one's in sync anymore. Man, we're just losing every week. Oh well. But yeah, man, good sports this weekend. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope everyone out there enjoys it. And yeah, that's me.
Charus. Mala, first I just wanted to make one more shout out and acknowledgement to special person. That's to Sosh Kailahi and Twins Will, his brother in heaven. I just want to say thank you, Toko, for everything that you've done for me, beside me, ever since I've been podcasting and getting through my mental health and everything that's happened in between that and that time my old man has left this earth. Also wanted to shout out to producer Cams as well for always making me available, making me feel at home on this platform, man. And also to you, Kaiser, for coming in at a time where it felt like, man, the change for this podcast had to happen. But you're a breath of fresh air, my bro. And hopefully Eddie gets better for Sunday, man, because, bro, without the Sunday pod, bro, my week doesn't feel right, eh? So you're looking forward to share about more of my week when it happens. But yeah, mad love to everyone and all the listeners. You know what it is, get a late in all of it. Man. So that's about us, boys. You know what it is. Also, you can actually catch more of the boys on the Footy Show. Their podcast, the State of Origin preview and the response to the New Zealand shouldn't comment on State of Origin. And also our counter-ruck, their latest yarns of Super Rugby. Also, of course, producer Cam's, the self-titled podcast, the Cam Schuster podcast. Just check that out and all your sporting gossip. Catch the boys on the 135 channel. Their movie review of Thunderbolt and Endor episodes 7, 9, 8 and 9, and their latest ep of Endor season 2 finale. So if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Give us a like, subscribe and share. Help us share love for the Wiz Network. We give all our Pacifica point of view and here in one shot with no retraction. So that's about us, boys. Sweet as. You know what it is. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Go to Blues.
Sad, man. I'm like sitting on my